after a 4-0 Ashes victory sealed here in Hobart tonight. As always, guys, microphones and cameras off unless you have a question with your microphone on. Raise your hand if you have a question, and we'll try to get through everyone if we can. So hand up and we'll get started. Malcolm Conn.
Pat, congratulations, well done. What's the feeling like to having won a series like that in your first series as captain?
That's incredible. Yeah, it's just, an Ashes series is one that you have in your diary for, a couple of years. They're the big series that you want to peak at. And yeah, to, I guess, be throwing the captaincy just beforehand as well. I couldn't have predicted how the last, 6 or 7 weeks have gone. It's just everything's gone to plan. There's just so many positives to take out of it. And yeah, for this team to be part of, I guess, Ashes history, it's just been phenomenal.
Ben Hall.
I was just wondering if you can talk about Cameron Green and Travis Head and their emergence during this series and what that means for the Australian team going forward.
Yeah, happily. I think, someone like Trav Head, he's, still seen as, I guess, one of the younger players, but, he's got, a hell of a lot of experience in domestic cricket. He's played a lot, and he goes about a little bit different. He goes about it a little bit differently to most other batters, which is his biggest strength. So as a captain, I don't care if he gets out in non-traditional ways. I just want him to go out, be free, play his game. And yeah, he's just, I think being dropped last year and coming back in this year, he came with a real calmness about him, a real confidence. And you saw that straight away in the Gabba. He just played his game and just really grown. And yeah, Cam Green, very similarly. Last summer I thought he showed signs of his potential, and this summer he was, really confident. I think he grew as, as a batter and bowler throughout it, and he's just as good as any all-rounder in the world at the moment, I think. So for someone so young, as a captain, I feel really lucky, not only to draw on him when he's, as a bowler, but when he's next in the bat, I just feel so calm.
Andrew Ramsey.
Oh, hi, Pat. Just wondered if you could just take us inside the tea time chat, given that was probably the first time in the series you were really under the pump, and whether you always thought that the kind of nighttime session would work its magic, or whether you were seriously concerned that they might chase them down.
Yeah, we had a really good chat. Andrew McDonald, the bowling coach, and Justin Langer as well. I think you can get carried away on the lights here, that it's going to seam around everywhere. It's going to swing around corners. And you get carried into bowling really full. It didn't feel like that was the length that was going to draw the wickets. We felt like maybe just that slightly back of a length and kind of dry up the run. So went out with a really clear plan to hold, just a good line of length outside off, put an extra fielder or two back. And as soon as we did that, I felt like, an extra 200 runs was a long way away for the English batters if we just stuck to that plan. So, yeah, really good thinking. No doubt, bowling under lights helps a bit. It did dart around a little bit more, but I thought we had really clear plans in that last session.
Louis Cameron.
Hey, Pat. Just wanted to go back to Cam Green, a bit of a two-parter for, a two-part kind of player. How important was his, that spell with the ball, given you guys had, that they got off to a decent start, and just his improvement with the bat in this series? What does it say about a young guy who can, come, back up after a slow start?
I think picking, when Cam Green was at number 6, he had so much leadway, not only because of his bowling, but he's scored a lot of runs in Shield cricket consistently over the last couple of years. He's played some big innings. So, internally we weren't worried at all about how he was going. I think in himself, being young, I think he needed to grow and believe. And I think you saw that, last week particularly. He showed he absolutely belongs at this level as a test batter. And then as a bowler, he's a genuine fourth quick. I feel like, I turn to him sometimes before I turn to myself or someone else. He's just got that bounce. He's got the control. incredible skills, and he's been bowling so well. We've only had to bowl him 10 or 15 overs a day, or an inning. So just again, you forget how young he is. See him at Gully as well. He's absolutely the complete package. But he's young, so we've got to keep looking after him. But bright future ahead.
Rob Forsyth.
Hey, mate. Congrats. Appreciate you'll be celebrating this one for a little while, but do you feel
Sorry, Rob. There's an enormous amount of feedback there, Rob. Can't hear a word you're saying.
good now? Or?
Yep.
That's a bit better.
Yep.
You obviously celebrate this one for a little while, but do you feel like you've built the sort of adaptability to have success in other parts of the world to really sort of dominate world cricket?
I hope so. I thought the way we played on day one, we're 3 for 12. These are quite foreign conditions to what we'd normally expect in Australia. Green, seaming wicket. I thought the way Marnus, Trav Head, Cam Green took on the game was a really good template for any conditions that are really foreign to the that we might expect. So, we can be the type of team that are brave enough to take that that positivity overseas if we need to. I think that puts us in a great place. But again, we come back to we've had a squad of 15 players, I think, used throughout this series. Everyone brings slightly different skills and goes about it slightly differently. So, I'm really excited about the upcoming Pakistan tour. We've played really well here in Australia. It's now up to us to take that overseas.
Just a quick one. All right. So we're on stage. It looked like you sort of halted the champagne to get Usman on stage. Can you just talk us through that?
Just Usman's obviously Muslim, so he doesn't like the champagne being thrown. So just made sure he got up there and no champagne thrown.
Andrew Wu.
G'day, Pat. What's in store for you now after this series? Are we going to see you in the one days?
Yep, yeah, absolutely. So hopefully get about a week or so off, and then we'll go into white ball mode. The one day is the first. Be part of that, and go from there. Maybe a bit of a break before Pakistan, but certainly be there for the one days, and then probably assess after that how we're going to go from there.
You're going to enjoy just being a player in that team and not having to worry about making changes in the field?
Yeah, potentially. Just being a bowler, thinking about purely bowling. Should be good fun.
John O'Baruch.
Cheers, Cole. Congratulations, Pat. Can you talk us through your battle with Mark Wood in Sydney and again today, I guess, in the first session and then, I guess, late as well? I thought he was, really impressive, not only today, but the whole series. His pace stayed up. He ran in hard and, played 4 of the 5 test matches. So I thought a huge series from Mark Wood. It was tricky today trying to face him. Just the wicket was a bit up and down. And I don't know if it was the pink ball, maybe he was just bowling too fast, but just felt like I was struggling to pick it up. So, just trying to survive. I wasn't too worried about copying too many, but I was just more trying to make sure I didn't hit the gloves and pop up to someone in the infield and get caught out. So, I thought he bowled well. And then, he's, pretty competent with the bat as well. So, saw him moving around the crease a bit, but he, obviously, high quality player. Yeah, and you spoke about how it's a whole squad mentality, which has really delivered this Ashes series. Are there some tough conversations with Josh Hazlewood coming up after Scott Boland's performances, with him not being a straight up walk up?
I don't know. There's still a bit of water to go under the bridge, but Joshy Hazlewood's one of the best bowlers in the world, so it's going to be pretty hard for him not to have a place in our starting 11. But international cricket's hard work. You need to build a squad of particularly fast bowlers. And I feel like we got that between Jai, Scott, Michael Nessa as well. We're really well suited. So we'll see. I'm lucky as a captain, plenty of options.
Cheers, Pat.
Dan Cherney again.
G'day, Pat. Congratulations. Just, and you touched on Cam Green being, a legitimate fourth seamer. Mindful that not to get ahead of yourselves, but how far away are we from him being a third seamer, especially in the context of Nathan Lyon not bowling at all in this test match and not bowling in the second innings in Melbourne? And is there scope down the track to play, say, an extra batter and have Cam as really a fourth bowler, so to speak?
Don't know. I haven't really thought of it. He still is young. He's still coming off some back issues, so I don't think we'll be seeing that anytime soon. Maybe a third quick, and then it's a way to bring in a second spinner, especially overseas. But honestly, I don't think we need to. Especially big series, 4, 5, 6 games. He's someone we want to look after. We don't want to burn him out.
Matthew Henry.
Thank you. Congrats, Pat. You said at the presentation that you feel you're really building to something big. I just wondered if you could expand on where you want to take this team and how you're faring on that after this victory.
I think to be the best side in the world, you have to win at home, but almost more importantly, you need to be successful overseas. So that's the challenge for this side. We haven't played a lot overseas in the last couple of years. Pakistan, Sri Lanka, India next year, England, it's all really foreign conditions to Australia. So that's going to be our challenge. As I said, I feel like we're really well suited having a squad of probably 15 plus extras who aren't here that, I think can offer a lot in those conditions. So this is just hopefully the beginning. I feel like we're all in a really good place. There's no imminent retirees, hopefully. So hopefully we're building something big for the next few years.
Ben Hall.
Pat, I'm not sure whether you had these question marks yourself, but, your first series as captain as a fast bowler, something that's never really been done before in Australia, to finish as the top wicket taker for the series, were you pleased with that in the sense that, you can do both jobs? It didn't impact on your bowling?
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. That was probably my biggest worry in accepting the role as captain was I'm in the team as a bowler. I want to make sure that's protected and I'm able to perform as well as I'd like. So I think with each game, I felt better at managing that. I could really switch off the, take off the captain's hat and just be a bowler for my overs. And even little things around bowling changes, moving fields in between my overs, I felt like I got better at managing that as the series went on. So that's a hugely pleasing thing. Again, it might be difficult in the heat or longer innings, but I feel like it's something I'm only going to get better at.
Last one here, folks. Back to Mal.
Pat, just extending on that question, how did you find the captaincy overall? What have you taken out of it? What have you learned this series?
For sure there's more scrutiny, but in terms of the actual role on the field and conversations around the change room and those kind of things, it is manageable. It's not a hell of a lot different to what I'd be having anyway as a bowler. I think you just got to be across a little bit more, but I think the role's big and important. It's probably not as all encompassing as I perhaps might have thought when I first took it on. But again, I think the biggest challenges are going to be ahead. But we're lucky we live in an age where we've got incredible support staff around who take a lot of those stresses out of what a traditional captain might have had around strategy, man management, those kind of things.
And given what's coming up, there's obviously a lot of cricket coming up in the next 6 months. Will you be going to the IPL, and do you have any advice for any of your other players who might be looking at the IPL?
I've signed up for the auction at this stage. I'll probably have a bit more of a think about it, before that auction date. But at this stage, planning to do the IPL. No advice for anyone else.
So do you have any concerns about the workload with the IPL and the back ended by Pakistan and Sri Lanka?
I think you've got to be aware of it. It could be a lot of time on the road. Some people manage that better than others. So you have to know what you're signing up for. So it's could be a longish winter, but the last couple of winters have been pretty quiet at home. The traditional tour is still a little way away. I think it's still going to be bubbles for a bit while, a little bit longer, and everyone's just got to be aware of it.
Okay, thank you. Well done.
Thanks, Mel.
Thanks,
Pat.